All right, welcome everyone. This is a somewhat planned, somewhat impromptu stream tonight. I had been planning to stream the new Chrome Mox list a couple days ago, but something came up, and unfortunately, I couldn't. I had to delay until today. I was further incentivized because, as some of you may or may not know already, and I guess we'll get it out of the way. We had a pretty stellar Saturday with regards to our deck. Namely, congratulations to both Jurg and Curran for making the top eight of today's online challenge. So, not one, but two pilots on essentially our list, making the top eight of the challenge. Um, Yurt played 72 out of the 75 with some very small differences in my opinion. For instance, he had the opposition agent in the sideboard. He had, I think, the third Bowmasters uh, for his own personal preference. Also, Curran played essentially 74 out of the 75 from last week. He swapped out the one veil for a second Fairy Macabre, but more or less the same list I sent him last week, with the exception of one card that he tuned after he had mentioned to me he was a little bit concerned about the Reanimator matchup, and I said, well, if you want, you can swap one Veil for one Macabre. It's probably fine. Also, in addition to that, shout out to and I don't know Sebastian personally, but if somebody wants to link me in touch with him, Sebastian Bender has went top eight the ELM European Legacy Masters event as well. So hey Josh, how's it going? So yeah, just an all around phenomenal is probably the right word I'm gonna use. Saturday for our deck, like two pilots in the top eight, one in the for the challenge, and then one in the top eight for the ELM, which is huge. With that in mind, I do want to point. Okay, that's nice. Good to hear that, Josh. I appreciate it. Oh wow, that's a major accomplishment, Josh. Uh, a phrase that you say in Mandarin a lot is like "jiao," which means to work harder slash get there. So, hoping you wrap that up. Okay. I think what I also want to mention is if all goes well. I mean, I'm in contact with Jurg and Curran at least a few times a week, maybe depending on the week, but like definitely at least once a week we'll like touch base. And I know I already asked if all goes well, maybe I can get a review stream going with Jurg. I know tight schedule is a little bit tight because he's on European time. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after, and then we'll see with Kern, especially since we did a review with Kern last week already, but haven't touched base with Jurg at least on a face-to-face level since our last stream. Um, I guess before we start, I'll answer Josh's question, which is I think a good one and one that actually for those who don't know, Wilds of Eldraine actually came out and it was legal today, and I think I heard I don't know this could be wrong or not, but like I think for ELM the Helmline deck with Beseech. I think might have won the whole event. I don't quote me on that. I think I saw that somewhere. I could be wrong, but regardless, I do know it was legal, and I think until we added Chrome Mox, I was like somewhat lukewarm on maybe like one Agatha's Cauldron or in the sideboard or something like that as just like additional copy of Fiend Artisan. I'm not sure it's worth testing. Well, I can't even test it online because I don't even think it's pre-releases have gone online yet. But I may just try it maybe in the sideboard, but I just don't even think it's worth it anymore. Unless it just turns out to be completely stellar, which there's an outside chance it is, because it's awkward that Chrome Mox is already an artifact, and I don't want to open ourselves up to like potentially losing the artifact hit, which admittedly against us is pretty bad at the moment. Like, I don't think anybody's bringing disenchant against us. I mean, they could, but I don't think it's particularly great. Um, or like the random stray, they kept in Outland Liberator or something like that. The Green Monarch enchantment, I think, is like one of very many control killers, so to speak, and I just don't think we have a control problem, first of all. And two, it is very hard to compete with Grist. And granted, one benefit of it being an enchantment is, besides being seen off a track, so you should win if that happens, by the way. But you can play it while Grist is already in play, so it's not stranded in hand. Sometimes a third Grist can happen that way. But as far as yeah, I think court is like fine if you have problems against control. Like obviously, it's in a long line of things like choke or other three mana bombs, right? That you can. That was a Freudian slip, and mana bond, but um, it fits that list, right? Of like another 3-drop bomb that should destroy your control player. But like I said, I don't think we have problems there, and I also am not sure it is better than, let's just like, another Grist or something like that. That is more flexible, found once upon a time, and just I think the flexibility is pretty important because like you want, as a non-blue deck and one without brainstorm, I think you want all of your cards to be live as often as possible and map as often as possible. Um, and I think that is one of the downsides of not having brainstorm in your deck, right? All right. With that said, I guess we can just like go ahead and start. Also, feel free to just ask me questions if you have them as we roll through this league. Like I said, current played, I think, compared with this current list. So what I'm testing here is like trimming the fourth once upon a time for um, another land, Lair specifically. I talked to Matt Olay a lot about deck building, and he said when he tried the list that current top 8 did last week with, he felt like he was missing that angle, and I do think like drawing two once upon a time is definitely not desired. Like we have Chromox to fix it, quote unquote, now, but like I don't know if I want to rely on it, so to speak. I don't. Unless I'm playing more white cards, I don't want to run Savannah. Uh, it- like I don't want to make my mana base worse for a card that really is just to cast one card. And like I consider the ability to cast attracts a moot because that is, oops, um not gonna happen very often. Why did I just draw two of these? Uh, so yeah, I'm not. So this has to see a land. If it does see a land, it's kind of there's like a world. This is like okay. I think we can just do it. The hoofing hand is awkward. All right, I should have just kept. I didn't really want to keep a hand with like hoof and the second once upon a time. I think if I just wanted a disenchant effect, Josh, I just play like the Vandal or what is it called? The Outland Liberator, right? Just keep this. My logic here is just like I'm gonna keep this on 5, so I might as well just keep it now. Not a great start to the night for what it's worth, but that was a good hit. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not the best card. I'll admit to that. Uh, there is a world here that I think I don't want it days, but there's a chance we're just gonna get Bowmasters here. it's annoying that they just like don't kill the Doric sometimes, which is like, oh my god, I feel like it's high tide. You know, stifle my fetch. What in the world am I playing against? What is going on? So if they force, if we attracts here and whiff, I think we just lose, right? Like, I think we just. Oh, I hate doing this, but we get the Bowmasters. I obviously lost 2 points of damage because I didn't like. I should have thought it through earlier. I don't know why they stifled. That's like very strange. I don't know what I'm playing against, which is an advantage for our opponent here. Oops. I don't think I want to do that. The one problem is I have no idea what my opponent, and I don't. What kind of error is this? What is this witchcraft? The problem is I have no idea what my opponent is playing. If anybody knows, we're welcome to chime in. I don't think this is a snuff out matchup or an endurance matchup for its worth. They have a bog, which I really hope. I think I know, unfortunately. I think it's that show and tell reclaimer stifle knot Moxworth Bridge or whatever deck, and that yeah, unfortunately I think that is what they are on. The Candelabra is probably to untap the bridge, I would imagine. I think yeah. Well, I'm trying to because like stifle doesn't make sense otherwise, but unless they have stifle knot. What are we cutting? I don't think we cut. I don't think we want bog or lair. Uh, they could show and tell in an Emrakul. Part of me would assume that Grist. Actually, I think Reclaimer might be slow in this kind of matchup. It's that or the Grist, but like you can get lucky, right? Like maybe they show and tell in the Emrakul and you put in a Grist or something like that, or you can just kill a Dreadnought as well. Don't think we want that actually. I think we want the Reclaimer and maybe let's try it. I don't love it, but like at least it's a show and tell target. Oh, okay. I completely misjudged what they are on. Um, I think we do it now, just in case. Karn. So they can show and tell in a Primordial Titan. I think if they do that, we put in the Atraxa and it's probably okay. Karn. They Karn here. Is that even good? Actually, I don't think I want them prime time. I think I'm gonna dare them to beat me with Karn. The 3 mana can't do anything without it, presumably. I don't even know what this does. Oh wow, okay. Now I'm like really regretting boarding on that collective. Sure. What are they getting? Maybe a land. I don't know. I can see them getting like, what is that green land? Tree of Tails. They need a fix. Sure. This is a cool trick that you don't get to see very often. But I think I can just wait, right? I have enough to kill the thing now. And I don't have the... We don't get to see this too often. We have a kill next turn. Barring something crazy here. Exalted Broken. This is what I tried to tell people. And I tried to delight a halfling. It was okay. The problem is, this beats certain board states that whatever does not. 1, 2, 3, okay. Coding maybe? Sure. Oh, okay. I think they're gonna ice my thing. It's fine. We're like 1 short. We gotta cast an Atraxa for what it's worth. Did not see that coming. That was a top deck, obviously. We're definitely doing something big with Cradle right now. I just haven't decided what yet. And we're short for who says we can't cast Atraxa, right? We're short for Hoof. We do have the Force. That is pretty neat. Force, Chrome Mox. We know their hand is 2 prime times. Does Bowmaster do anything here? I don't think so. Okay, we take the land and Reclaimer, I guess. But maybe just a pitch. Oh, that's Maybe if we want to just to pitch. Trying to think here. Take one prime time. This gets exalted. Actually, I could have just taken that down to. So they can't tutor anymore? I probably should have done that, to be honest. Chrome for the thing, and then, yeah. Well, actually, then we can't win. That's the other problem. Uh, we'll pass, I guess. I think maybe right now we just yeah, I'm thinking about that right now too. I was gonna pitch it to Chrome but I don't think it matters. Yeah, unfortunately not. I mean, they have a Karn out anyways for what it's worth. The logic for Chrome is essentially it gives us it does for us what Mox Diamond does for the Merit Lake decks. Namely, it speeds us up a full turn, and we usually have something to pitch. Them icing our land was pretty annoying though. I think we have to take the Karn off. The problem is the Primeval Titan here is going to it's gonna stick. I think we need to get this off the board, and then do it next turn. Oh, interesting. I didn't even see that line. Well, I'm confused now. Like, I thought I destroyed this, first of all. Is okay, that's annoying. What did they copy with this? Yeah, that seems to be a mistake. I think we're dead now. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, we are dead. The out here is natural order, as it always is. What is going on? What are they doing? The other out is a cradle is out too, I guess. Oh my god. Actually, what am I doing? I like have just completely tunnel vision this whole time. Like I could have just got Gris, like just to kill this dumb Karn. But I guess I was playing for the win. I never start strong, unfortunately. Do we give them full information? Probably not. I don't think the mana matters. They can lattice us, I guess, but like I don't think it matters. They probably eye here. Can't believe I'm losing to this. This is my fault. I punted this game. I also did not know what they were on. Like I just couldn't figure out like what has Stifle in their deck and what is it called? I think Nipfit, for what it's worth, is a Hi Hinahara is a good matchup for it. The problem is like the practice you get from that is probably just like irrelevant. I don't think you're gonna play against that in like anything meaningful, unfortunately. I think we're just dead now, unfortunately. We could have just got our last Cradle too, but I think we're probably just dead. They're like I mana. Yeah, that's the problem, right? You play against these matchups that are like not common, and I think a lot of newer pilots just. It's not like the matchup is hard. It's just like maybe you don't know what to do. Is the only thing, right? Or how you're supposed to sideboard. and it's not like my guide. Like I used to have some of these matches, but I removed them because I think they just like detract from the sideboard map that I have on Patreon. But um, I don't include them anymore, even like just because I feel like it doesn't come up enough, which is unfortunate. But I think we should scoop here. I think it's over. All right, now we know what they're on. I can like sideboard appropriately now. I think we want the collective, the reclaimer for sure. Snuff out. I'm not even sure. Like maybe I'm supposed to like keep it snuff out. Like I don't think they have reclaimers. The Bowmaster doesn't do anything. I thought they were some kind of show and tell deck. Or I guess they are, but they're not. I don't think they're playing Brainstorm. We can cut that. Or they might. They have that might be like the only relevant card. Um, Gadok Teague probably not. Shepherd probably not. What does it hit though? Like I don't know what it hits. Like they can hard cast Titan. They can. I don't think they're playing Ring. Maybe they are. I don't know. Like Green Sun probably, but it hurts us more than I think it helps. It hurts them. I don't think so, or we didn't see it at least. Force would okay. They had that one mirror, which is like oh they had Karn. I don't know if that's enough to play Teague, but maybe it is. The problem with that is like they show in a on a prime time we probably lose right if we Teague them. Let me think. Maybe we just want the land. There's like nothing else here that like intrigues me. Yeah, it's like the old school blue green like John Kasari post deck. I don't feel like snuffing out one of their things is like a winning line. Maybe it is. I don't know. Oh, God. This is the problem with this card. I feel like we kind of have to keep and then like, yeah, this is awkward. Maybe have to hard cast it or something. Maybe we're supposed to keep in discard. That might have been best. Okay, there's that. I guess. I think we're gonna lose. Like as sad as as much as that pains me. Our opponent is complaining about. Our opponent just threw out that they're 6 minutes ahead of on clock. Pretty aggro, but I get it. I would be mad too. Oh, interesting. We have a Traxa now. Question here is what do I get? Probably the Cradle once. Uh, Maybe Order and Hierarchy and pitch the Hierarchy immediately. No, actually, let's get the Fiend and pitch the once. Oh my god, natural? That's sure. Sure. I think this might be lethal. I believe I have lethal if I did my math correctly. Did I think I have an Arbor still. Cradle broken in these Tabernacle matchups. It's like very hard to win without it. And we were lucky with just three. Yeah, especially against a non-standard deck too, right? One second, let me check on the baby. Yeah, for those of you who are just tuning in, like I said, two top eights in the challenge today, and the one top eight in the ELM. So I do think our deck is it was already well positioned, and I just think the addition of Pro Mox just like takes it up another level because it helps against some of the more coin flippy matchups, namely the combo matchups and the control and the prison matchups. What is going on with the thing? Like I think it helps a ton against lands, and I think it helps a ton against Moon Stompy. Not to mention combo like only certain cards matter. You just want speed. Well, you don't only want speed, but we want speed. We want disruption, and it helps if we have additional speed. I don't know who they are. I recognize the name just from like it's a very unique name. I think I probably paired against them before. It looks like they're on some kind of stompy deck. Um, I'm a little bit nervous to fetch. I'm a little bit nervous to fetch Bot You here, cause there's a way we get punished, and we don't. It's not like we have Snuff Out in hand. Okay, I think they're on Moon Stompy. So I'm glad I fetched the bot. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking, but it's just weird to me that they didn't. Okay, they're on Initiative. Oh, they do have the Wasteland. Wow, okay, that's a hell of a start. They probably get coding, I would imagine. Maybe there's another line I'm not seeing. I think they're on Angel Stompy, so far based on what I'm seeing. Oh my god. Sure. They're gonna waste us too? That's pretty nasty. I think we're dead. Mox wouldn't even help us here because they have a car now, right? That's we're gonna get wasted here, but my goodness. That is quite the hand. I don't think there was really anything we could have done. That is a mistake. Unless they're doing something else here that I'm not foreseeing. Oh yeah, they messed up. They needed to waste us and ice our land. So there's a window for us now. Yeah, they needed to ice our land and they didn't. So maybe we can capitalize here. I think we probably spew out our hand or something. There's a chalice on one. Maybe they waste our arbor here. Sure. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. There's a world there we're supposed to flash in endurance to play around that, but then I'm not. Jesus. Yeah, maybe we should have done that. Maybe we should have played the endurance. I figure, well, I don't know. Hindsight's 2020 as well. We gotta take the card down 2 loyalty counters for whatever that's worth. So they're gonna just like tick up again. I mean, tick down again. Well, they could have bridged us too, I guess. Right? What do they do? I think we attempt to Bowmasters them here. If they take down, I think that's okay. Our opponent is definitely leaving the door open for us. They want to ice our land, they can. Yeah. This is kind of nuts, but it is what it is. Now is a top deck war. Sure. I think we hold for the snuff out. If they try to make a creature again. We snuff that out and then attack through hopefully here. Thank you for the follow, Coderific. Actually, I think we want to do it this way. And put the lands back in our deck. I'm trying to play out in my head how that would have happened. There. So the coin would have been a 4. Maybe they just get a bridge, right? I'm assuming that's got to be in their tutor package, right? I feel like attacking there was fine to cut off the tutoring. Maybe that's copium. Well, I guess we'll know right now, right? Like whether they have the bridge or not, right? If they have it, presumably the one card in their hand no longer matters. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana at least. So they presumably can cast everything unless that last card they just drew in as another card. Interesting, they didn't go for it. Snuff out, no. This is pretty brutal. Our opponent gave us a few chances too. I don't think they slammed the door shut when they had the chance, but we weren't able to capitalize. all of this is predicated on the fact that they don't have a bridge in their Karn package, which I have to believe that they do. I think we are going to lose this game. I don't feel too bad. I think if our opponent didn't like make the tiny mistakes, we would lose that turn one hand anyways in most circumstances. Unfortunate. So they have a solid like. Do they just not have creatures? I wonder if we're not supposed to. I wonder if we're supposed to not keep it snuff out. I guess that's more. That would be a reason to keep playing, right? I just want to know more context before. Force of Vigor is going to be obscene in this matchup. Oops. I mean, it didn't matter. We're losing anyways. Well, yeah, we're losing anyways. All right. Let's bring in the Force. I get the feeling Teague is going to be pretty good in this matchup too. It shuts off Karn. Well, it shuts off our own stuff. Let's see what do we have. They're a Wasteland deck, so I think I want the Lair. I don't want Seas. I don't think they're a Chalice deck. I don't think we want Endurance. It doesn't do anything. Needle might be okay. Since they're a Saga deck as well, I don't love the Bowmasters. They might have Ring. But even still, like, it's... Do I want Bowmasters or do I want to Snuff Out? It didn't look like they have any cards. So I think maybe being proactive is better. I think I like this. Okay. I think the line here is, man, this Mox and this Force. I feel like the Force is like potentially insane. The problem is the Mox is like kind of useless if I pitch a Hierarch. I don't think I can really. I think you cannot keep it. I mean, you cannot mold this hand. If you're gonna mold this hand, I don't think you should be playing Chrome Mox. It's not. It's for the faint of heart, I guess. It's not. Sorry, it's not for the faint of heart. That's what I meant to say. And there is a chance that we natural order next turn. Sure, I'm kind of glad I held onto the Force. We're missing land drops. I think I want to just play this. It's very awkward. Not for sure. The other needle is probably earmarked for a saga or something. Sure. We didn't see that all game last game, which is awkward. I don't feel bad about our position here. We're 2 turns away from natural order, and that clock is slow. If yeah, the needle here on the card is probably big, but hard to say. Sure. Mm, is I think we'll bring the snuff outs next game. Well, we'll see how much we have. Oh, that is awkward. Um, we can needle the wasteland, I guess. Yeah, that's a decent draw. Actually, the funny thing is we can just like I'm not even thinking about this, but we can just like hard cast force here. I think there is nothing we're scared of here. And we will be winning the race too. So that's if that's for that's worth. They continue to leave mana up. I wonder if they have priest. Uh, can't play scared. I think. Might make them have it. Chris, land, probably artisan. Two mana. probably attack here. What's 3 mana that they can block us? Nothing, I think. I guess they could have that spell land, a Janyo. Yeah, let's see if they have it. We can't play any more spells anyway, so it doesn't do us any good. It behooves us. Sure. Don't think we care about that card. And if they don't have the Caracas right now, the game is over. It may already be over, too. It may already be over. It's probably some reactive cards. I don't even know. Maybe more Archons, or there's probably some Karn in their hand too. They're playing as the tempo that they are playing with is almost as if they didn't see what we did coming. Sure. I don't think that matters. We basically time walked our opponent here. Um. mm, there's a world I hope for Cradle, but I think it's moot point when our opponent has a Wasteland in play that they've been literally holding up the whole game. Why is that still in their deck? That's very slow. That's probably, well, let's see if it's tapped. I was gonna guess tapped because it doesn't. If that's their play, it's pretty anemic, right? Like they've literally been holding up this whole game, so I'm just gonna attack them. Um, what are we afraid of here? Like I feel like we're supposed to needle here. Like what are we afraid that they could have? Well, we're gonna plus first. That's no doubt. Um, I guess we can attack with awe and see if they waste. Even if they waste, actually, that's just lethal. What am I saying? That is just lethal. Always do the math. I'm secretly a control player because we control players have a habit of missing lethal, so that's a inside joke. And inside joke, that's a common joke, right? All right, we've got game two. Force of Vigor just seemed bananas in this match. It won us the game there. Um, there is like some merit for snuff out if they have some number of Archon or containment freeze. Nice, congratulations, Josh. I'm not sure I would like Teague at the moment. Like I can see doing something like that. And the Shepherd, like, do we? Maybe go down on Bowmasters. I'm not sure that we want this now. I think they're a more traditional white snobby kind of deck. Like, I think two snuff outs might be okay. It's probably better than Bowmasters for what it's worth. Oops, wrong one. Like the snuff outs. I think I don't like anything else enough to play the fourth. So I'll just register and pass. Good luck, Heathen King. Ooh, thank you for the sub, Heathen King. I appreciate it. And good luck with your last year of college. Obviously, I am too old to even remember what that's like, but I did have fun when I was there. Interesting. I'm gonna play the basic here first, in case you have something crazy like Mind Sensor. The nice thing here is, even if they waste us, we still have turn 2 Gris. I think we have turn 2 Gris through multiple things here. Like removal, wasteland, whatever. Archon even. Although Archon is a little bit dangerous to do that because if they solitude us, it's going to feel really bad. Speaking of which. So I think they're going to go for the solitude into wasteland play because that's the only thing that makes sense. What do they pitch? Amaria, sure. Yeah, like it doesn't make sense for them to solitude it unless they're gonna do wasteland as well, and just hope to try to cheese a win. There's no play here that I like, so I'm just gonna pass a turn. We're playing turn 2 or turn 3 Gris, I guess. On an empty board, it's pretty good. I think I'm gonna collect it with them right now. Right. Monk's Diamond would have been better there, but I mean, it is what it is, right? That is correct, but not both at the same time. But either or. That's actually how we. It works the same way the Fiend works here, right? What are they doing? Karn? Sure. They. That is not. Oh, okay. Interesting. Pretty awkward for us, for sure. I think we take down, kill that right now. There is a world where we just like. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm like debating, right? Like, what do we get? Like, am I supposed to be scared of that saga? Probably, I think. We're definitely ticking down, so let's do that first. Kill the Karn. Unfortunately, zero because. So, Oof is. How many artifacts did we see out of their deck? Actually, they don't have color, so I think we just try to screw them here. It might just be like all white cards in their hand, right? Not to mention that's like very scary. Like a big construct or one construct, I guess. Cage, sure. There's a world where I should have got like something else, but maybe it's okay. Okay, I should have thought about that. Like, if I thought about it more, maybe I come to the conclusion they're gonna get Cage. But also hindsight's 2020, so. Mm, Jeez. Okay, we don't have any more fetchables, so I'll just play the Cradle, I guess. Maybe we trade with the concept here. I feel like we have to protect the Gris. Jesus Christ. And both bayous are locked out. Our draws are not doing us any favors. The one card I probably would have wanted. I think we probably lost this game. Yeah. Man. I think we lost now. Oh my god! I forgot about the. Forgot about the thing. The card killing the mox, uh, like very awkward. I feel like I probably made a mistake somewhere, and that's now really awkward. Okay. Jesus. We are just dead. Um, I'm not gonna dwell on that too much. I felt like there's probably something we could have done differently. Like I think the only thing maybe I second guess is not playing the No, I don't even second guess that. I think it was correct to fetch Bayou first because we saw Archon. Now obviously they could have the thing. We didn't play around two cards, right? Like Solitude plus Wasteland, but we still had the Gris online, and they just happened to have the hand that we couldn't defend Gris with. Like they had back to back Archons plus the construct that we had to pitch shoot that we had to pitch the collector move. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. I could study that more later on. Maybe I will, but for the purposes of chat, I don't think it's worth it to do here. To do now. Like off the top of my head, that only thing I'm not even second guessing, but the one where I thought it was the decision had to be made was whether to fetch Bayou turn one, and especially since we saw Archon game two, I believe that was correct. And we lose only there, not lose, but like it stopped at turn two Gris. If they had Solitude plus Waste, but we still had it eventually, and the problem was their hand lined up well against it, and we just drew pretty poorly for what it's worth too. Oh my god, why are we playing against this? Jesus. Oh my god, why? Is there a good? Okay, we need them to whiff um, for a couple turns, I guess. One more turn of whiffing, and we are in the clear. I realize that's a lot to ask to the deck that never whiffs. So we're either dead here or we kill them here. It's like one or the other, right? It's like no in between. All right, they're dead. In more ways than one, I guess. This is why I think natural order is important in this deck because everybody's seen the meme, right? Uh, if you f around, you're gonna find out, and natural order means we don't find out, or they find out, I guess, right? Right? We don't want to find out what happens with Belcher, and we're not messing around when we play natural order. You f around, you find out. All right. This matchup is atrocious, but we just have to hope get lucky, I guess. But like I said, this matchup is atrocious. Probably that doesn't do anything. I can see this maybe winning against empty if we get like extremely lucky. I highly doubt it, but I think our odds are better just to hope to get lucky, like we did there, and hope their deck fails more than anything else. Also, an Atraxa can probably race. Empty. The problem is like, if we don't keep this hand, what are we mulling to, right? And the thing is, they always go off turn one every time. So are we just mulling to force and needle? I think we keep and just like, well, they kept 7. So if they belch us or empty us here, can we stop it? And I think the answer is no. They're on that version, I see. Sure. Da-da-da. The problem with this matchup is you don't learn anything, win or lose. I guess you learn like if opponent is gonna walk into my ivory trap or not. I thought gambles are typically well. You're talking about hitting the echoes, I guess, but I sure. It's been a minute since I played against what's their name? I forgot. There's somebody I always played against that's always on this deck before. Not it's bothering me now. I'm forgetting the name. They're gonna echo here again. There's somebody that who used to play Belcher, and I lost my most career loss 5-0 was to this player. I just don't remember off the top now. I'm forgetting their name. And they only played Belcher for the longest time. Now they're playing like mono black, like stompy kind of decks. They have a million mana now. So the question here is it going to be empty or is it going to be Belcher? And I mean, obviously, if it's Belcher, we just lose, I think. Maybe the grape shot us here. I mean, that's okay. They're okay. It's 50-50 whether they fail or not. I take that back. They're gonna put the land. Yeah. All right. So they can't miss now. Sure. I guess we can see how they boarded. Aggravating. Sure. All right. I don't think we change anything. Like we could endurance and like there was a window there because they milled the echo. I don't think we're playing for that. Like there, unless there's like nothing else better. But I really think the other stuff's better. Like well, maybe Reclaimer's not better than just hoping to get lucky with the endurance. Is that accurate? Is hoping to hit an echo with endurance better than a Reclaimer? It might be actually. No, they were pretty well. I guess lucky to have that thing happen. I don't think that's actually gonna happen in most cases. It's like pretty low chances. Although to be well, yeah, I think I'm overthinking. I think let's just do this. Nope. I don't like this either. Well, win or lose, I don't. Like I said, I don't think we learn anything from this matchup. Well, like this is like starting to look more reasonable. If they empty here, we probably lose, but we can't beat everything. They're on 6. Are we gonna win on going to 4? And I think the answer is probably no. So I think I'd be able to keep. Uh, I think it's the Reclaimer. There's a world where we pitch the Artisan and play the Reclaimer. Oh my god. What in the world is going on? Jesus. Okay, I did not expect them to do that. It's kind of insane because we don't actually have that many artifacts, but just having to get punished there. Might be just dead here. So the question here is like, do we? I think we definitely play the land and pass. Hope it's enough. It's insane to me they kept the hand with force of vigor. On the off chance it hits like a needle. But I think we'll take it, I guess. We might just be dead here, but there's nothing we can do, right? That looks like we're dead. Oh, they might just empty for a few right now. That's what it's starting to look like if they didn't pitch. We can definitely beat that, though. So the question here is like, we can race this with Atraxa. It's just, do we need to? When did they reveal Echo? Must be their last card in hand, I think. Oh no, they don't have anything left. No, I take that back. Alright, so we can either set up for an Atraxa the following turn. Well, it's gonna be 2 turns from now, right? Because we get a Reclaimer now. They batch us for 8. Reclaimer does it again. Hold on. It shouldn't be that hard. We get a Reclaimer. We get a Reclaimer now. We chump 1. And it sets up for the next turn. And I just want to make sure I did that right. Reveal Taiga. Okay, so I think we know their hand, yeah. Oh, that is kind of insane draw. Uh, we get a land here. We're still short. Okay, that's fine. I think we just pass here and just like kill their army if need be. This is gonna be devastating, right? We're gonna just like nuke most of these. Is that even relevant? Probably not, but who cares? There's no way they're attacking into that. Five, I'm short one. I can hit the mocks. Um, oh, Gadok Teak seems pretty good. What am I doing? That's just game, I think. I can't even empty anymore. Totally forgot about Teak. Thank you for the follow double exposure. Now they can answer this with something like Burning Wish, but that's over 2 turns, right? Yeah. Okay. We got that. I didn't. We're not supposed to beat Belcher, but we somehow stole game one. I'm gonna take a quick break and then come back. But yeah, we're not supposed to really beat Belcher. All right. Very I guess this is what it means to stream on a Saturday, right? We had three non-standard matchups so far, right? I don't think we played against Blue Green Show and Tell. Sorry, Blue Green Cloud Post. We played against Angel Stompy or White Stompy, and then we played against Belcher. Like, maybe that's what it means to stream a league on a Saturday night. Although I did this with Dukes a while ago. Shout out to Dukes if he's out there, but we did not run into nearly this kind of we'll call it anomaly. Yamaro, I think they're usually on like some Cascade shenanigans. I don't love it, but sure, why not? Show and tell? Hmm. Hmm. Yikes. We're probably losing this game. Actually, it's gonna be bad regardless. What I should have done was just got a Fiend Artisan. That was a mistake. Because if somehow we got to untap, then Fiend can like do something, right? I'm pretty sure we're getting our board annihilated here. Sure. I'm pretty sure we're dead. What is going on? I really wish I had gone Fiend now. I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna get Gris and actually get Collector Oof. The reason being is because we're dead to any activation anyways. Like, if they have like an Emrakul, we're losing. I'm not playing around that. What is going on? Two, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. that right? Are we just short one? How awkward. What if we win this game? Oh my god. I cannot believe we won this game. And if I were to guess, it's because they didn't activate the ring in response to our collector for, because they thought we were getting Gorse or something. Wow. Okay. Interesting. And we drew like the wrong half of our deck too, for what it's worth. Like the endurance and like the snuff outs like being blanks for lack of a term, for all intents and purposes. Do I want to cut the layer in this matchup? Probably. Question here is like, what else am I cutting? Maybe the reclaimers. The shepherd doesn't look great too for it. Thanks, Heathen King. If nothing else, it denied one draw earlier, right? There's a famous play actually from my LGS that somebody made many years ago where they were on a, I think 4C loam deck, and they called it the crossover back in the day because one person refused to split in the top eight, so they played it out. It was a sneak and show player, and they were paired against the 4C loam player. Shout out to, oh, shoot, I forget. Now the name escapes me, but shout out to the 4C lone player because they were disadvantaged against Sneak and Show. What they did was they green sun for 3 to feign Knight of the Reliquary, and what they really got was Corsali Primation to blow up a sneak attack, which is pretty awesome at the time. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. Not okay. I gotta look it up. Who did that? I forgot. The name escapes me at the exact moment. I have his. I have his face in my head, but I just the name escapes me as all right now. Keep. It's good against show and tell. It's good against sneak. What more can you ask for, right? I don't think we can just be on the mole to whatever plan. Mole to discard or needle, and needle doesn't beat show and tell Atraxa. I'm very tempted to force a vigor this pedal now. Well, I'm not going to. Why? Once, natural order. Actually, maybe not the natural order. Once, green sun. Probably the hierarch and the land. This is a nice quality of life update, by the way, from them. Is that what we want? I think so. Local is Southern California. Sure. I think here I am pitching the once. I'm not gonna cast it. Oh, oops. Yeah. Interesting. That actually makes our lines a little bit better. Sure. I think I'm pitching the high arc. Anything about that? Yeah. So that's kind of neat. I got like double spell, so to speak. One, two, three. Well, technically speaking, I guess I could have done something else. Let's just play everything, see what we can do. I'm pitching the land, in case it matters. Or maybe the Foff even. But I feel like that could matter down the road. We're pitching this because that creates another token. Oh my god, why? Jesus. Well, guess we lose now. Oh my god. Oh my god, we could have beat the Archon too. If we didn't pitch the land and pitch the Force of Vigor. Alright. Yeah. I I'm trying to think. Was it correct to maybe pitch the Force in case opponent played out a sneak attack or something? Like, I did play around the Fury, but man, I think we made the right call. I think we made the right call. Just didn't work out. Actually, it's funny. I was gonna protect the thing. We boarded out the Alismore Shepherd. Uh, sure. Let's try it again. Cannot keep this. This is significantly better. We keep the Teague is like a little bit awkward, but we can actually green sun for high arc, which is funny. And it actually doesn't stop our play either. So they had two. I think we just take the sneak attack, right? In case they like hit fast mana. That's a good sign. Uh-oh. Oops, that's not the right color. Okay, we'll pass. They had it, they would have done it last turn. They also shuffled. Sure. Too bad the Teague is in the yard. We know their hand. Question here now is like, what are we getting? Could be Bowmasters. Teague is gone, which is unfortunate. We get a Gris here. What would that mean? Our Hate Bears package is Teague and Oof, both of which are gone. I think we need to be able to punish cantrips here. Actually, the call might have been Gris, because that can. Well, then they're not gonna show and tell it, because there's a desperation line here where they show and tell, uh, and unfortunately, I hate to be wrong. I mean, right. Now we need to hit a land. Oh my god. The exact scenario that I thought of right after just got punished. Cause I like thought too much about, I overthought the line, and I'm supposed to maybe just play around the show and tell, and then now I'm not hitting the land drop. absolutely brutal to be honest. Jesus Christ. I just called it too. I was like, oh, I should have got the Gris actually, in case they top deck show and tell. I don't think there's an out. Well, actually, we're just dead. They're in the Emrakul. We threw that game. We actually threw both games. Well, no, the second game I don't mind as much, but if I just slow down, like I don't know why I was thinking about the cantrip. Like I guess because recently I've been playing against a lot of these high tide variants, and then I've been getting bowmasters to play around their cantrips, but because yeah, that was completely avoidable. I literally called it out right after I made the play too. I was like, oh, I should have actually got Gris. Live and learn. Well, not even learn because like I kind of already knew. It's just I didn't think of it through. And then we got punished. I think we get Gris there. We probably win. Cause what ends up happening is even if they have sneak attack, that doesn't actually wipe out our entire board. So, oh, I remember the guy's name now. His name is Chuck. From my LGS many years ago. He moved to Canada, I believe. That made the play against the sneak and show player. So here, I forget. I was probably lucky to be honest to beat Belcher, and probably lucky to win here. I was probably a little unlucky here, punt it here. So I'm not even sure we can actually take away anything from this stream tonight. Aside from just don't make the mistakes that I made, I guess. I think the as constructed, the weakest slot is probably the Veil Summer. I don't even think it was like relevant tonight. So that could warrant like being something else, right? Besides that, I think the mana base felt okay. I didn't feel like I was flooding or anything. If anything, I was missing those land drops when I needed to, right? One of them self-inflicted, granted, but still. Um, Other than that, I think this was fine. Instead of the Once Upon a Time. The nice thing is it's easy to track. If I would rather have the lair or the once, and I think so far at least the lair has been being just another land drop was fine. Um, On the sideboard, yeah, maybe the Veil needs to be something else. I know Kern already switched to Faramacov because he's nervous about the Reanimator matchup. I think that was what I suggested, or Godok T. I do not think I'm cutting Godok T after what I saw tonight as well, based on the fact that it's just won some games that otherwise unwinnable. Not to mention it drew out force against the sneak and show player there. One card that is like decent, but unfortunately, I would love for it to map against Delver, but maybe or Tempo, but right now is not a good time for it. Is Mesmeric Fiend, which I played a lot of before. One thing I liked about it was you could bring it in against Delver and just like have bare minimum, right? But now that gets a little bit dicier because of Bowmasters, and I don't really want to give my opponent the card back, so to speak, right? Now, granted, I could just take their Bowmasters, so maybe it's still okay. I don't know. If we did have the for what's worth, if we did have the Mesmeric Fiend, I could have just like Artisan for that, right, and take their Emrakul. So that's something to consider. And even though they have, let's just say, four Bowmasters and some other stuff, maybe it's still okay. Maybe I'll try that. I don't hate it. And a creature is like very nice. So maybe that's the only takeaway tonight so far. The Mesmeric Fiend in the sideboard. Obviously, like I said, it gets like it gets worse because they can just kill it. But what's that creature? Mesmeric Fiend. Here I'll put it here. This card is like highly underrated in my opinion. It's just a little worse now because of Bowmaster. Um, sure, it's not the best, but and if they're on control, then I regret it. Or even Shadow. It's not the best keep for sure. Definitely might be wrong to keep. The hope is definitely dead, and there's a chance the snuff out is as well. But I just wanted the reps to see how mulligans are definitely. Oh my god, definitely worse now with our deck. Maybe they days it. I don't know. I think the dream scenario here is like we play the Garissa on two, they force it, and or play a threat. Like maybe we're hoping the snuff out is somehow live here. Also, for what it's worth, the lair being an extra land instead of the fourth once upon a time, pretty clutch here. I think there's no universe here where we don't slam Gris. And maybe now through days. I should have fetched first, in case they stifle for some reason. Dak Faden. That's interesting. I think what's likely to happen here is Bowmasters on our Dryad Arbor and we slam Gris. I mean, Gris again. Sure. Wow, okay. That changes my plans. On the off chance that our opponent has another force, now we can just force our stuff through. Who said Shepherd was their days are numbered? Our opponent seems to be low on land drops, which they did loam last turn, only one. What do you think about the dismember snuff argument? I think there is no argument. Snuff out's way better. Like I don't understand the obsession with dismember from some players. Like what are you trying to kill that we care about? One is free and the other one's not. So there's that too, right? So I really don't understand the argument. I'm doing this first, so I don't mill. They're gonna bowmasters, I think. They're gonna bowmasters or Shepherd maybe force again. Oh, let me see. Sure. It. Oh, nice. All right, that resolved. Then we taking the cradle. Once Green Sun and Fiend. Yeah. So I did this afterwards because I don't want to actually mill the Atraxa. I think we just ramp and threaten a kill next turn. Well, let me see. Hold on. We don't have a hoof in our deck, which is like awkward. Actually, let's just ramp. Like we're just gonna go throttle. Have access to all of our mana, right? Like we can even layer our opponent if we want to. Hopefully we can finish off 3-2. I think all things considered, Saturday night. Okay, we'll take the 3-2, right? We punted the last match, but um, something to keep in mind in the future. Like I should not have lost that game, but sometimes that happens. This is interesting. I typically like against some of these chase Dak Faden decks. Like historically, I've liked endurance more because he tends to use the graveyard. Seas, I don't know how good it is. Like against him, definitely don't want that. He has like more dependence on the graveyard, so it's like, how much do we want to respect that? Now, granted, the way he's actually, I think we just board and just become a combo deck, right? Like we just board in the season, just protect natural order is the line. Although the wants is like, sorry, this endurances are like funny against the drown block though. I think what else is here? I don't know we want Mox. Although Mox was like kind of good there. I don't think this is a cheek matchup. It's probably a Veil matchup though. And I can see the first endurance. Just a 2 to 4. The fairy is like decent here potentially too, but yeah, this is fine. But yeah, harping back on the dismember snuff match, I really don't think it's an argument. Like, I just don't see what is the obsession with dismember. There's like, what is there to kill? Like, we don't care about bowmasters. Not to mention one is free and the other one is not. That's an easy take. So the funny thing here is, they probably kill our turn one play to be honest, and then we're gonna go like Shepherd into Green Sun again. I think is the likely turn two play. I know the DAC list sometimes runs Boseiju. I think we're willing to just like run the Cradle into it. They're probably Bowmasters here, I would surmise. Because they didn't, I think I'm just gonna like make use of the mana and just go that into Gris. It's free, and we know that they have Bowmasters, or presumably with this up, but I think we just want to be mana efficient. Like, and if they both had Bowmasters, they really should have just killed the Arbor. Like, always bolt the bird, right? Red bar bolt. Yeah, see, that's the mistake our opponent made. They should have bolted the bird, in my opinion. Which is actually the strength of our deck, right? Because the way, so if you build the green decks correctly, you have to make not only the dorks relevant, but you have to make the payoffs relevant too, right? So that they're just damned if they do, damned if they don't. Probably just kill the. Alright, that's fine. I don't think we care. I think we want to see if this resolves. If it doesn't resolve, there is a good chance that we need to endurance our opponent. Let me think. So we already plus. Yeah, I think we want to endurance our opponent now. Some of these lists run deed, so I'm a little nervous of doing that. Might have been better just to get a Bayou. Oh my god, they have another force? Sure. So if our opponent here escapes Earl, we just tick down, I guess. The worst case scenario here is, I hope, maybe I should not have said it. Oh, that's pretty bad too. That is pretty bad too. Uh, I think what we can do is just like we chump this. It does no good, right? I think we just let that live, and then just take the mints down. It's really annoying, but and give them the legend. Hold on. I think we have an Atraxa. Actually, hold on. Let's. We have an Atraxa. All right. If we hit a Cradle here, it's just lethal. So we're gonna go for that line. We don't have that. We take the Artisan then, and we can still kill the mints. Actually, hold on. We definitely want to kill the mints, like at all costs. And then we can kill next turn. We'll let the grist die. That's fine. If they want to tap out for Earl, like be my guess. I don't think we care because we have lethal next turn. The punish is if somehow they draw into the bolt and hit our Fiend Artisan. Actually, it doesn't even matter, right? Like, if they tap out for Earl, they're probably just dead outside of a Wasteland. We're not blocking. I don't think we care. They're almost certainly gonna Earl right now. And if they tap out, and assuming no Wasteland top deck, they're just dead. Sure. It's like the one card where we need a fade here, right? I don't think I'm playing around Spell Pierce. I think we just want maximum attackers. Yeah. All right, we got a 3-2. It was kind of ugly to get there. We probably should have won this match here 4-1. Granted, our fifth round opponent was easier maybe because of it. I think the one... I think what's become apparent to me is this Veil Summer is like pretty sketch outside of exactly like High Tide or Storm. I think having to pay mana is just not worth it. Along the arguments of the Snuff Out Dismemberment thing I mentioned earlier, I think if we're gonna pay mana, we might as well play maybe another relevant combo hate piece. Um, Maybe that's the Mesmeric Fiend. I don't know. Teague should be enough for what it's worth, but Teague doesn't hit everything. I'm trying to think of some matches where Teague doesn't hit, like Omnitel comes to mind. And there are certain situations where like I run out of targets if that even makes sense. But it's something to try, I guess. I think the fairy is fine for now. And if nothing else, the Mesmeric Fiend gives me another card that is like relevant against some of these mono black decks. All right. Anybody have any questions? I think that is enough for tonight. We went 3-2. I punted a match and we lost another that I don't even remember what happened in game three, but I felt like our their draws just lined up really well against ours. Also, for what it's worth, Snuff Out is one of the reasons why I think the initiative matchup is okay. I think if you play Dismember, it's gonna be significantly worse for what it's worth. Because again, the tempo matters, right? Zero mana versus one. Uh, and I think that's why like some of the our pilots have done well against the initiative. I know for a fact Curran beat initiative 3 times in the challenge today, and I think Yurg also beat initiative 1 time. So I think combined they went 4-0. And initiative is one of the shadow. I think it has a decent matchup against shadow. I could be wrong, but I think it is a decent player in the metagame, from what I glean at least. I haven't seen the matchup up close, but I would imagine it lines up okay against Shadow, and it lines up okay against like the scam decks. All right. If nobody has any questions, I guess I will raid somebody. I guess I can raid Geeky Jackson, Vintage Cube 64. All right, if there are no other questions, but yeah, I think I might want to try the Mesmeric Fiend again. I maybe have just like overreacted. I didn't actually try it against these Bowmaster decks, but it would feel bad for our opponent to Bowmaster the Fiend and suddenly get a relevant card back, right? That would feel really bad. But it is what it is, right? All right, let's go ahead and raid Kiki Jackson. Like maybe it's okay. Also, here are my socials again for those who want to follow. And again, best place to get my stuff is probably watching again the replays on Twitch, YouTube, or subscribing to my Patreon. Discord has a lot of stuff too. All right, enjoy.